Welcome in to Kickin' It with Matthew here on this lovely November afternoon. Pastor Matthew, how you doing today?
It is lovely.
It is lovely. We just spent like 3 hours outside in downtown Tampa with all of the directors. Actually,
I didn't.
We, the collective, myself.
I was not invited.
Well, he's also not a director.
I was excluded. I was
true.
Ostracized. I was offended deeply.
Well, let me issue, I'm going to look at my camera, let me issue a mea culpa to Pastor Matthew and his entire family who we offended. I'm very sorry for offending you and your family, as he doesn't even care. He's drinking tea out of a Bay Hope Kids mug.
I'm repping for the kids.
That's true, yeah. Thanks so much for being here
Can
today.
you smell what kind of tea it is?
It's a peppermint or a throat coat, I can't tell.
Peppermint.
Is it? Okay. Is it straight peppermint, or did you do like all of the other stuff?
Pure peppermint.
Peppermint tea is good, like after a meal. Like for me, that's kind of an is it an aperitif that you have after a meal?
It aids in digestion.
Digestion, yeah.
But I just like it.
That I used to do, and this could sound weird. My wife loves doTERRA, the essential oils and all that other stuff. And when I would get a little cranky in my tummy, shut up. I would get like 8 ounces of hot water, and then I would drop a couple of drops of peppermint and a couple drops of lemon in there, and it would coat my throat and coat my tummy, and I'd feel a lot better.
I'm so glad you shared that.
You're very welcome. Speaking of sharing today, I'm on the slider cam right now, which we've got new technology here. Look, it's doing all the work for me. Pastor Matthew said it breeds laziness. I think it breeds better shots.
No, there needs to be a person on the slider.
We're now hiring for slider op, so email me, amage@bayhope.com, or hit us up any of our socials at Bayhope Church. No, speaking of kind of getting to know, normally what happens in the Kickin' It with Matthew segment is we kind of talk a little bit about some theological constructs and some things that have happened from Sundays, but I wanted to bust all that down because we have now officially entered the holiday season. Congratulations, you made it. You're in the holiday season of 2021. How's it feel?
When you say officially, is that technically after midnight on Halloween?
Yeah.
Or is that so that's
well,
November 1st.
If you listen to the podcast that the weekday that's coming out on Wednesday, you're going to hear our deliberations.
Why would I listen to that?
I know. I'm trying to do a little cross promotion here.
Okay.
This is my stage whisper for cross promotion. No, we deliberated what actually constitutes the holiday season, and I contend that it actually starts with Halloween. Even though Halloween is kind of a made-up fictional holiday, and I'm not the biggest fan of it, it starts with that because then you have a holiday, quote unquote, pretty much every 4 weeks after that.
Austin, are you tracking with this at all?
Mathematics.
Okay. All right.
Mathematics are fun. We wanted to delve into a little bit of a getting to know you with Pastor Matthew as my singing voice. You like that?
I'm impressed.
Thank you very much. I take donations. I'll put up my Cash App link over here in a little bit.
Why don't we get you worship leading more often?
Oh man, your lips to God's ears.
Okay.
You're,
You have a podcast partner who is the worship director of the church.
I understand, and anyway, we wanted to do a little bit of a segment that we're called Getting to Know You. It's not copywritten, and we wanted to get to know Pastor Matthew a little bit, get to know our fearless leader. So I had emailed him a series of questions, and that I hope he prepared for.
I didn't pay attention to those.
I was going to say, I hope you didn't prepare for, because our number one question that I wanted to ask is, now that we're entering the colder, quote unquote, months of Florida, do you prefer cold or do you prefer hot weather? Which one is your preference?
Well, since I bring the heat,
Oh gosh.
I prefer the colder weather.
Hey Maisie, whenever you watch this, feel free to type LOL into the chat, and we'll make sure that gets
you
around.
think Maisie watches this?
Yeah. Okay. Touche. No. So you prefer the cold weather?
No, the only thing she'll watch from here is the Spencer and Austin podcast.
I mean, I don't blame her. That's the only thing
Figuring
I'd watch
it
too.
out.
That's the only thing I'd watch too. That was cross promotion. Okay, so
And they have obviously not figured it out yet.
well, no, they got to keep going. This is all part of the growing process. Okay, so cold weather. Cold
yes.
weather. So, in the cold weather vein, are you a sweater or a sweatshirt guy?
No sweater.
Why?
Well, when you have such defined musculature as I do, you don't want a bulky sweatshirt
No,
covering it all up.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Got to make.
Just saying.
I mean, this church ain't going to sell itself, you know, and so we got to make sure we're plastering this image of brazenness all over
In fact,
it.
I have said recently around here that maybe it's because I'm 58 now, you know, but
It's old.
But I start to feel a little more chilly around, you know, the campus, and so I think I'm going to get. You know, like you get readers and scatter them around the house. You know,
put sweaters everywhere.
like from Walgreens,
Sure.
the cheap readers.
Sure.
So I'm going to buy a bunch of cardigans and just scatter them my office, in my study, in the worship center,
Okay.
here in the studio. So I'll just put a cardigan. Then I'll get a little shawl for my legs.
Oh, a little lap robe.
You know, I'll be like a old man in the
How do you feel?
assisted living facility.
How do you feel about those little hand warmer packets that you have to crack? How are you with those? You ever tried those?
No, but Maisie has.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those things make me feel like I'm on fire. I don't know what it is, but I feel I can reach in my pockets. I remember specifically
This
Austin.
girl is on fire.
Look at, he's so relevant too. My oldest, Austin, had a soccer game, and it felt negative degrees outside, and somebody gave me one of those, and I put it in my sweatshirt pocket,
Okay.
and I literally felt like my hands were gonna just light on fire. Nothing else, everything else was fine, but it's the weirdest feeling in the world. Okay, let's move on. So, holiday season, we're here, we made it. What is your favorite holiday meal? Is it the Christmas meal? Is it the Thanksgiving meal? Is it a St. Patrick's Day meal? What if the 4th of July meal? Like, what is your favorite holiday meal?
Wait a minute. I just saw Justin's thumb up over the monitor. For which holiday, Justin?
Justin likes all of them, but really I think he was saying it's okay.
I heard meal.
He raised it for July 4th. That's what he raised it for.
Fair enough. Okay.
I prefer the turkey.
Do you? Ooh, really?
Over like the ham.
Okay.
And my mother also, she would have 2 or 3 different proteins sometimes.
Now we're talking.
London broil.
Yep.
at
Now we're talking.
Christmas,
Now we're in.
You know, as well as the turkey or the ham.
I'm in.
But you know, I prefer quail.
Pheasant. He's a pheasant at Thanksgiving guy. What are your sides? Like, what are your
rabbit,
Give me your 2 favorite sides then.
Well, those have evolved over the years.
Of course.
But I would say the sweet potatoes with the marshmallow
Yep,
on top.
we've talked about that one.
We've had an extensive discussion.
Yep, I'll put that
that.
one in the show notes so you can go back and listen to our diatribe on that.
So that's still my favorite. And my mother-in-law, Ina, makes this amazing, like fried squash type deal. I don't even know how to describe it.
What kind of squash? Like butternut squash?
No, it's just the yellow squash.
Yeah.
But she fries it up. It's not baked. It's pretty cool.
How do you fry a squash without it falling apart?
You come to Thanksgiving and Christmas with me.
Does it look like this, like the medallions?
No.
Oh, it's like
They're not deep fried, breaded and deep fried.
Oh.
They're just fried.
Huh.
Just the squash itself.
That's a southern thing, isn't it?
It's a southern thing. That and the other dish that we also love to have is the fried okra.
Yeah, okay.
Now, that's the actual breaded little
Sure.
nuggets, but they have to be extra crispy.
Yeah. True or false? Okra tastes like snot.
Not if you have fried okra. If you have the okra that's prepared
Okay.
in a snot-like fashion.
Yes, like in a jambalaya or gumbo. What are the? I don't know which one.
I think you put it in both, don't you?
Maybe, I don't know. But every time I have it in there, it's like eating uncooked shrimp. That's
No,
what
I'm
it feels
talking like the little
the little
popcorn
Yeah,
stuff.
that's the good stuff. That's the only real way I can eat okra. And then what does that say about a vegetable that the only way you can eat it is if it's fried? Because I don't ever turn my back on a vegetable. I'll turn my back on all fruits. But okra,
Don't start with your fruit thing.
I'm just saying. Of course, we came here to know about him.
He thinks that fruit is like a communist plot.
No. Yes, I do. It's a Marxist. It's a Marxist tool to take down the proletariat, and viva la revolution.
Okay, really quick. Give me your elevator pitch on why we should not be eating fruit.
Genesis 3. Also, it's got a lot of carbs, and it makes my fingers feel sticky, and I don't like it when my fingers feel greasy, sticky, any sort of thing. And so if I have to eat something and it's going to make my fingers feel sticky and greasy and nasty, I don't want it. Plus, the sugar content of those things is sky high, and it's a texture
It's
thing.
a lot longer than an elevator pitch.
No, it's not, because I talk very
Okay.
quickly.
All right.
So
And I'm not buying any of it yet.
I'm not lying to you.
Take it to your therapist.
I have.
Okay.
We've been working extensively on this. We keep coming up against other things, though. Okay, let's turn a little bit more serious. What are you kind of looking at in terms of Bay Hope for the holidays? What are you anticipating? What are you kind of looking forward to here at the church for the holidays?
Yeah, some people are aware, we haven't really said it congregationally, but during the 4 weeks of Advent that lead up to Christmas Eve, we are going to be on a hiatus from the Gospel of Mark and diving those 4 weeks into the Christmas narrative.
Yes.
Some people probably had assumed that, but that's what we're going to be doing. And it's a really cool theme this year, kind of like upside down, inside out
Christmas.
And so we're going to be exploring sort of that sort of odd nature of Christmas, the glory and majesty and power of Christmas, yet in the weakness and fragility and dirtiness of a baby born into a snot-filled manger. Just that total upside down nature of what Christmas is all about.
We're going to be doing an Advent study here online as well, and I know I think Pastor Julie at West Chase has got some stuff planned for Christmas too. I'm with you. I'm really looking forward to those 4 weeks, and I think oftentimes we think of it as the Super Bowl here when you work at the church, but I think of it more of the plateau of the year for us. It really is. It's kind of you work towards that, and then the entire church gets to gather. Everything gets put aside, and we kind of focus on that for 4 weeks. And it's going to be, I'm looking very much forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
What kind of, that's going forward. Let's look backward a little bit. How about any fond memories of Bay Hope in the holiday season? Anything particularly strike you?
Yes, the year that we set someone's sweater on fire at a candlelight Christmas Eve service. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that was cool.
When did that?
They actually set themselves on fire
Wait, what? When was this?
I don't know. It was about 20 years ago or
Oh
so.
my! Did they set the smoke detectors off?
No, no.
Oh.
It just
Singed them?
You know, Singed them had a little bit of a thing going, and I was up front. I didn't even realize it until the ushers told me later after the service that they had to like pat this guy out.
Color me impressed because the whole building didn't go up and catch on fire.
Yeah, no. It was pretty quickly dealt with our crack guest services team.
There was no fire extinguisher out there? Okay.
No. Although we did have one wedding here where one of the bridesmaids' hair,
Oh, with all the hairspray.
that was like a whole can of hairspray on it.
Yeah.
And she stood too close to a candelabra. And it just went woof. It was like it like burned this
Like
outer
backdraft,
shell.
yeah.
It went poof, and that was it. But it smelled.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Was she okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So-
I mean, there's enough alcohol on there that it just burns that off real quick.
it just like this whoosh, and it was over.
Poor girl. That's a wedding for the ages, I guess.
You know, and she just looked like she had, you know, sort of like she'd been on the humidity, but it was kind of like, it was weird.
Yeah, last question for me, and this is a kind of you don't have to make a socio-political commentary, but this year, has it felt to you like Christmas has started earlier than normal? Or has it felt like it started right on time in wider culture?
Well, I think that people have been starting Christmas earlier and earlier, pre-pandemic.
That was the answer I was looking for.
Yeah, I mean, and the cynical side of you says, well, it's because it generates more revenue.
Sure.
When Home Depot and Lowe's and all of them get up all the lawn blow-ups and all the Christmas decorations early. But I think that just people are ready.
Yes.
They're eager to celebrate. They're eager for the feels and the nostalgia, you know, that Christmas brings.
Absolutely.
In fact, you know, we have a Christmas tree up already.
Whoa. Sacrilege alert.
Now,
Should I put the heresy flag up? No, it's fine.
That's a Maisie deal.
Okay.
She made that happen.
Good call, Maisie, then.
Laura McKay on the staff, she's all decorated for Christmas, her entire house right now. You know, Laura, if you're listening.
Good job.
Okay. Yeah, everybody's doing a little earlier.
We had dinner at one of our middle child's parents' or friends' houses on Friday night. Mm-hmm. We walked in, full on nativity, white twinkling lights, big old Christmas tree and it was like, oh right, we're doing this now, aren't we? Because traditionally, and it has, and maybe it's just been a culture shock for me this year, but I feel like coming out of the pandemic, people are ready to immediately change everything. And so it happened. It went Halloween, orange, and ghouls and spooky ghosts, and then the next day, okay, we're just gonna put Christmas stuff up because we're already in the mood for change. So it felt interesting.
Thanksgiving is almost this afterthought.
Yeah. I saw a meme where it was like the calendar of November and the calendar of December, and there was a red box around everything except the 3 days of Thanksgiving, like that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and it said Christmas, Thanksgiving, Christmas, everything else for November and December. It's like, well, you're not wrong at all. Okay, my very, very last question for you is...
Wait, that was your last?
No, my very last question is, we're officially back in hockey season. So...
What is hockey?
Hockey is the fastest and greatest sport that is played on ice, number one. Number two, really one of the best sports out there.
Is it played here in America?
It is. It was brought here by the Canadians. The Canadians of yore brought it 100 and some odd years ago. How much hockey have you watched this year?
ESPN, when it makes the top 10.
Okay.
On SportsCenter.
Okay, that's an okay thing. But you haven't watched any like Lightning games or anything?
No.
Sorry. I would love for you to jump into the chat or jump into the comments and really let's.
Brad Miller, it's okay.
Brad is here. Yeah,
Take
Brad's actually here.
Take a deep breath.
Oh, Brad had a thing. He said the Carol of the Bells was very cool. I wasn't here for that. I'm sure it was.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Brad's a guitar player, so of course he thought the Trans-Siberian Orchestra thing was cool.
Yeah, that's when we had these screaming lead guitars doing Carol of the Bells. Yeah.
Was Zach playing one of those?
I think it was Adam Klingman.
Okay.
And Jeff at the time.
Okay.
Our worship leader.
Yep.
Yeah. I think
He
it
could
was
shred it,
those
huh?
two.
That's good
Yeah.
for him. Good for him. Before we go, give everybody a pitch for Church in the Park this Saturday.
Church in the Park. Saturday. Where? The 13th. Only Whitney Miller actually knows where.
It's true. Nobody else knows where it is. I should have prepped you for this.
4 to 7.
Yes.
Carrollwood Cultural. What do they call that?
I think
that
it's
new
just
park?
Carrollwood Village.
Carrollwood Village Park.
Yeah, it used to be the Carrollwood Cultural Center.
I've been there. No. That's a whole separate place, separate deal.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was all one.
No. This is a new park in Carrollwood.
Okay.
I've been there on occasions.
Yeah.
The Care Ministry of Bay Hope does the memory
Walk to Remember,
walks
yeah.
there. Yeah, the Walk to Remember there. It's a neat setting. You'll love it. 4 to 7. Go online to bayhope.com, and you can see it's like segmented during the day. It leads up to like the actual worship concert starts at 6.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
But
We're gonna have kickball. We're
bring
gonna
your
have
own
games.
picnic stuff.
Yeah.
There's gonna be games. There's a nature walk there. Church family. We'll all be there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Come on out. I'm going to be playing kickball with Austin over there. I signed up for kickball, so we're going to be having a good time. We're really looking forward to it. Pastor Matthew, thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We will see you guys and gals the next time. Just to stay tuned, head over to bayhope.com. You can search Church in the Park and be ready for us to be praying with you on Wednesday and connecting with you all throughout the week. We love you. We'll talk to you soon.
Go Bolts.
Go Bolts up.